Have you ever been so cold that it resonates through your bones? That's how you know that you're not alone. Welcome to Paranormal Playground, where your answers that can be found.
In this episode, the Playground crew teams up with Ozark Mountain Paranormal Investigations at the Farrar School House in Maxwell, Iowa, built in 1921. James, where are we at?
Farrar.
In this first set of clips is what I called the bad kid closet. It is known that when a student was bad, the teacher would make them sit in the closet. The claims are that the door would slam shut. So I placed a baby doll that cries when you touched its tummy in hopes that a child spirit would play with the baby doll or that the door would slam shut. None of this happened. And as you can see, there are other things in the closet. Keep in mind, this is a closet. They are not plugged in. There is no power to them. What I did capture is green light anomalies above the baby doll several different times. In this next clip, you can hear us in the background, but you can also hear a female voice whispering the word yes. This next clip is an EVP of a beeping sound none of us recognize and is not captured on any other equipment. In this next clip, a scream can be heard from somewhere in the building.
Well, I can just sit out there on the porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of sounds there. You seen my other flashlight, Paula, or do I think it?
I don't remember seeing it.
Do you leave it light somewhere?
It's probably down here in the office.
Okay.
Did somebody hear?
A scream?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
A lot of sounds there.
In this next clip, there were no men in the building, as Sean and James had stepped outside to cool off. Yet a man's voice can be heard speaking at the same time I do.
I'm like the world's worst photographer. I really wonder, what are they doing out there?
Who's out there?
Isn't it Jim and Sean? I'm like the world's worst. I'm like the world's worst.
In this next clip, Sean, James, and I were on the 3rd floor, and Paula had gone down to a lower level to get a piece of equipment when a loud bang can be heard. We thought something had happened to Paula, but it wasn't her. In this next clip, Sean decides to play basketball to see if he can get a response. There's a few different things that happen. Every time he makes a hoop, the K2 meter goes off, as well as a color change happens within the full spectrum camera. And then towards the end, there is a light anomaly near his feet that only happens one time of the several times he walks in that particular spot. At first, we thought it might be a reflection of his shoes, but it only happens one time. You decide. That's a flat soccer ball, by the way. Look, it's still doing it. Maybe it is going down. Let's go change the battery. See if that makes a difference. I don't know though, now it's going off.
It's going nuts. Are you having fun? You gonna play?
Gonna light up?
Look at that.
It changes colors every time.
You think that's funny?
Every time I lay the hoop, he lets go.
Okay, here it is in slow motion, and then check out the freeze frame photo. Here's the light anomaly one more time in regular speed.
Look at that.
It changes colors every time.
You think that's funny?
Every time I lay the hoop, he lets go.
This next clip is from the digital recorder that was setting in a classroom on the 1st floor, and there was no one in the room. In this next clip, an orb can be seen in front of the lockers. In this next EVP clip, you can hear us talking, but more importantly, you can hear what sounds like a madman screaming. In the clip that follows, I'm going to focus on the middle section because it's the only part that I could make out, and it sounds like he's screaming, "Get out!" In this next EVP clip, you can hear us in the background somewhere else in the building, but you can also hear a man's voice whispering that sounds close to the recorder. In this next clip, you can hear us in the background somewhere off in another part of the building. But if you listen closely, you can hear a female voice whisper the word yes. And it sounds like she's close to the camera. In this next EVP clip, Sean calls out for Jim, and a man's voice can be heard repeating what he said, the word Jim.
Jim?
This next clip is of a ghost box session where Paula asks a question and gets a direct response, and a man's voice can be heard saying the word reading.
Okay, I've taught third grade too. What do you like best? Do you like reading or writing, or do you like math? Reading.
In this clip, we are all up on the third floor in the library, where every time the K2 meter went off, the full spectrum camera colors would change, and then Sean gets touched.
It's changing colors. Like, is that the spectrum that it's...
There you go, nice
Yeah,
job.
see?
Thank you.
And then it lights up, and then it
Thank
changes
you.
colors.
See that? That was really fun,
And then lights
huh?
up, and it changes colors.
Mhm.
We've got, see, it changes colors. It lit up,
It went all the way across.
light it up again.
Come on, dude, there you go.
Thank you.
Perfect.
When it's off, I have to... Oh, you're all right?
In this next clip, an orb can be seen illuminating at the bottom of the stairs. That happened really fast, so I slowed it down for you. In this next clip, while Paula's pointing out the classrooms in the hallway, another woman's voice can be heard.
Okay, so this is the hall does, this is this hall. And these are two classrooms, like, right this here.
In this next clip, Paula and I are talking when a woman's voice can be heard, and she asks, "Do you go here?" I bet that piece will work. This next clip, at first I thought this was a bug, but after watching the way it moved, I began to doubt that it was a bug. Had it been a crawling bug, you would have lost sight of it when it goes up the vertical side of the step. If it was a flying bug, I don't believe its path would be so straight. It could, however, be a spider crawling on a web. But this is the front staircase. This is the entrance to the building, and we had been up and down them multiple times. So I do not believe that there could have been a spider web there. So analyzing all of that, it left me with a huge question as to what is this? Check it out. See what you think. In this next clip, Paula and I are talking when another woman's voice can be heard. Now, I know we all hear things differently, but to me, I think she is saying, sounds if you don't, and then I think she says, you could be.
I'm literally. I know. I know that. I could stand with.
This next EVP clip, we were all asleep in the lower level in the safe room. The digital recorder was up on the 3rd floor in the auditorium, and a man's voice can be heard saying or whispering, "Hey." This next clip is from a second digital recorder we had in a classroom on the 1st floor. It's a bunch of noises that was going on while we slept in the lower level in a safe room. As usual, I saved the best for last, including a bit of a funny. While we were sleeping in the safe room on the lower level and the digital recorder was on the 3rd floor in the auditorium, Paula was woken up by what she described as her foot being grabbed by a cold, dead hand. The rest of us, however, were woken up by Paula screaming. I included the scream because it was too great not to. Sorry, Paula. After I found out what was going on, I grabbed my cell phone and turned on the camera and grabbed the K2 meter. The 2 clips that follow is what we caught. The K2 meter went off like we have never seen before.
Is there still someone in here with us?
Little wise guy.
If you're in here with us, light up that K2 meter. Really? I'm trying to go to bed. This is not helping.
You think it was funny? You think it was funny, don't you? That
Yeah.
you grabbed me.
1, 2, 3.
And you scared the shit out of me. Yeah, very funny.
4,
Very
5,
funny.
6, 7, 8. Just going off
He's
nuts.
just hilarious. He just thinks he's as funny as all get out.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
What is it, 5 o'clock in the morning? It's time to go to bed. Hear me.
Are you the boy that likes to mess with people? They call Danny. You are. Yeah,
There he is.
very funny.
Alright, I'm going to sleep. Go away, Danny. Don't be a jackass.
Have you ever been so cold that it resonates through your bones? That's how you know that you're not alone.